Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the last day of our No Yelling Challenge. I will give a few minutes for few people to join me. We are a bit late with our time. If you're meeting me for the very first time, my name is Vivian Ani, and I'm the founder of the Proactive Parents Academy. Um, Today is the 5th day of the No Yelling Challenge. I'll wait for a few minutes for few people to join. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining. If you can see me, drop a comment. Let me know that you can see me. Say hello, say hi, good morning. I can see people already. I want to know that you can hear me. Okay, good morning, Oyinye. Always the first. Thank you for joining me. Um, I'm feeling a bit down today. I lost an uncle, and it shattered my morning. Like I this class was supposed to kick off by 9. I shifted it to 10 a.m. because I just wasn't myself. I wasn't composed. You know, I am just not fit, so to say. But I had to put myself together so we can do this. So that's why I may not be looking so bright, and you know, I may not be. Okay. Thank you, Francisca. Thanks for joining me. Can you hear me too? I lost an uncle and it destabilized me. So that's why I shifted the time, to get myself to put myself together so I can be able to do this. You know, my daddy, who is actually the brother to the uncle I lost, hearing him, feeling so tense, feeling so unconscious without even knowing that the brother is already dead, got me destabilized. Already, we who know that his brother is dead, also the trying to battle the two ends, So that's why I'm feeling so uncomposed and not looking too bright this morning. But all the same, we give God glory for some of us that are still living, and we ask that God heals the wound the death has brought. So today, finally, we are looking at how to remove aggression, how to remove shouting, yelling, hitting, how to remove all of these measures that are punitive. Okay, Jane. Jane said we can do this another time. Yes, I know we can. I know we can, but I thought of it also, but I just said let me not linger it. Since today is the last day, let me not linger it. Let me finish with the session and then find my way to the plans, because of course the plans of the burial and all have commenced and all that. So I know it could also creep in other times and other days. So I just said let's do it now so I can get composed and face this other one. Probably I may not also be here or be in town within the weekend, you know so that's why I said we should just go ahead and finish it up and face the next thing in the agenda. So today we are looking at removing yelling, removing aggression, removing shouting, removing hitting, removing all these measures that could be punitive in our disciplinary measures that are also causing us to have this breach, this gap with our relationship with the relationship we want to have with our children. And already I have 10 measures or rather 10 tools that I said I'll be sharing today so that we'll look at it. Of course, you all know that after this session, we'll be coming into after sending your assessments for the 5 days, looking at it, putting in your answers within these 5 days, we'll be having a 1 month support. The support is primarily for you to, put your progress, share your difficulties, share your challenges while you're learning on all that should be done, that we have done within the 5 days. We'll thank you very much, Oyinye. We'll be there to support you for the next 1 month, while you're sharing all of these things. So in the 10 measures today, we have number one, take a vow of your celibacy. In the No Yelling Guard, there's something I shared as your celibacy vow. Your celibacy vow is simply making a sticker of using a respectful voice on your children, in your home, on your spouse. When you make that sticker, I would also want to see how you made your sticker. When you make that sticker, putting up how you want to use respectful voice in the home on your children. I shared yesterday, don't think your child is less than you. Your child is not less than you in any way. That God made us to go ahead of them, to get the environment prepared for them doesn't mean that they are less than us. So when we see them at that level, that they are full human beings who should be respected, who should be heard, their opinion matters, then you also see the reason why you should talk to them respectfully. You know, I also did that in my own time when I was walking through this journey, put up a sticker, and I even made my children my accountability partner. And while I look at that sticker, it reminds me of, when I want to snap out, it reminds me of calm down. And I take my time to, like, okay, what did you say? Okay, what do you want? Okay, these things that I'm telling you is not easy. It's not going to come easy. It will take a lot of discipline. It will take a lot of patience, but we're coming to that so that you know why, in the first place, why this journey is going to change you, not even the child. Because the moment the changes comes from you, the child will automatically change. So it is actually a journey that is targeted at you. Parenting is targeted at you. It's not targeted as at the children. You are the parent. So the transformation will first start from us. When we say this, it looks what, you know, because you are the parent, not your child. So while we're sharing this 10 tools, we'll get to a point where you see that there are virtues we have learned in the 5 days, and there are virtues that this journey is trying to put to us first, and there are skills we are also learning to live with to be able to help our children. So take a vow of celibacy. I didn't say go and swear. I swear to God, I'll be respectful. I swear to no, 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 that's not vow. Vow is make that sticker. Let me see your sticker. Send me a snap of your sticker where you just wrote telling yourself that I'm taking a vow on this journey as a parent to use respectful voice in my home, on my children, on my spouse, because they watch us, they want to see how we are also reacting to the next people or the next person by our side, and the closest person is our spouse. So take this vow, put up a sticker, that's the vow. The sticker reminds you, put it up where you can see it on your bedside. In fact, there's no place that there's no sticker in my home, especially when my children, now you may not see plenty, but then it was plenty in my fridge, in the children's room wall, on their wardrobe, everywhere. Everywhere is sticker. I am conscious. I am this. I am a conscious parent. All of those things. Me telling myself, I am a conscious parent. I'm raising world changers. I'm this. I'm that. I am writing everywhere. So when I look at them, puts me in check. You know. Now you may not see plenty, but then, wow, everywhere was sticker in my home. Sticker has a way of reminding you, drawing you back, putting you back to the drawing board, and you a kind of halt. And then number two is setting your rules. When can you write for us today? Take number one. I say take a vow of your celibacy by putting up a sticker that you'll be using a respectful voice on your children. Once you do that, you see your children. I shared more on this on the guide. Once you do that, you see your children doing that the same way. Like I shared within the days, and I can't remember the day when I shared that. My daughter was aggressive, shouting at everybody, and I realized that she was just doing the same thing I was doing, trying to correct her. You're shouting, so the person is also soaking what you're doing. So that respectful voice is also a vow. It's a vow of celibacy. Set a sticker. Number two, I said set your rules. And I said here, you can yell at, but you should not yell to. Yelling at a child means that spot where there's danger. For instance, there was a time I was teaching my first two, you know, how to, we teach everything. Intentional parenting means that you teach everything. Don't assume anything. Don't assume that the child should know. So at this time, my 7-year-old, at that time, I was teaching her how to cross the road, how to look for 3, 4 times by your right, 3, 4 times by your left, and then where there's no danger, you cross the road. I was teaching her road signs and safety measures on the road. So while we were doing that, I use that as an example sometime that if there is danger, for instance, the child is on the road and you're seeing the child coming close to, the main road where cars or bike or whatever is passing, and you shout, leave that place, or there's fire, or there's something that could be dangerous to the child, and you shout, leave that place. That's yelling at. That's for danger's sake. You want to get the child's attention. So for you to see that even yelling has an advantage. So in setting rules, what you're trying to do is to yell at only. Don't yell to. Yelling to is when the normal one we all do at home, and you're shouting and screaming at the children. Yelling to has a way of demeaning the child, making the child look less, and then the child will start having self-esteem issues, like we shared 2 or 3 days ago. Self-esteem issues is when the child wants to share something, say, I know mommy is going to just start shouting. In the child's mind, the child will just lock up. Like, I won't tell mommy, I won't tell daddy. Let him just, because he will start shouting. He'll start doing this, he'll start doing that you know. So the child will start feeling less, and the child will start battling with self-esteem issues. The child is not feeling confident in himself. And this same child is a child who wants to be confident to do this, to do that, to answer this, to answer that, to come to school and become this and become that. When you have already eroded the self-esteem of your child unintentionally without knowing, you know. So this yelling to is the dangerous one. That's the one we are using to mess our children up. I shared something yesterday when I was saying that a parent, I beat it before yesterday, a parent that reached out to me that the child is a lion at home, and even in class, a small child, outside, a small child can intimidate him. And even in class, he knows an answer, but he will refuse not to answer. And I was trying to let the audience know that this question, the simple answer is that the child is already battling with self-esteem issues. All right. So self-esteem is starts from home. The child feels, validated from home. And yelling is one of the major dangerous things that, you know, drops children's self-esteem. So let your rule be never to yell to any child. Never to yell to your children, never to yell at home, not yelling at. You can yell at if there's danger. Leave that place. That thing is falling. That thing is falling will draw the child's attention. Leave that place. You want that thing is gas. Come out from there. Don't play there. That's yelling at you. You want to draw the child's attention. But if you say, "Oh, we don't want to be yelling in this house," and you keep quiet, that danger can happen, and then you forever never forgive yourself if you allow a danger to happen because you don't want to yell at, you don't want to yell to. So our rule is not to yell to learn not to yell to, but if there's danger, you can yell at a child. Number three, we'll go publicly, to share our journey. Sharing your journey means um, going publicly. Research has shown that something you shared publicly has a way of, spurring you up to continue. For instance, I put it up that we'll share it in the group, in the Proactive Parents group, that I'm on a journey. I am on the no yelling challenge, and my intention is to achieve not yelling at home, not yelling at my children, not becoming a yeller in my parenting journey, to remove yelling in my parenting journey. When you share that publicly, it also spur you to, keep at it. What you have said to this person, said to that person. In my time, there was something I was doing. Anybody that comes to, "Mom, you didn't do this, you didn't do that." I'll be like, no. One of my one of my goals is not to yell, is not to hit, is not to do this. I am working on myself. I'm trying to achieve this. I will not do this. I will not do that. So everybody around me knew what I was trying to achieve. People around me, friends, and people are like, now what for you and all that. I said, yes, I know what I'm doing. Intentional parenting helps you to work with a goal. You don't follow the crowd. The crowd will always say, no, 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 this, that's how it has been done. It used to be like this. Mm-mm. You have a goal if you're intentional. But if you're not intentional, you follow the crowd. Whatever that is being said, that's how it's, and you just keep doing. So intentionality makes you focus on your goal. So we're going to give that assignment later today on how to share this publicly, and it will put us on check. Number 4, notice your triggers. We shared day before yesterday, I think on second day in the assessment guide, some of the things I shared, few things, and I said put in your own. Some of the things that could be your trigger. You know, there are things that when it happens in the home, it makes you, get offended, feel angry. And I said there's nothing wrong with being angry, but the problem is the unmanaged anger. Unmanaged anger. What you do with the anger is what is the problem, you know. So that's why we want to work on what is our trigger. I put out some things on the second day assessment. Check those things and then sit down calmly and look inwards. There are some that when may not have been written there, that is also your trigger. Some people that have submitted their answer for the second day, some also agreed to some of the things I shared in the assessment as some of their triggers and put it to them. So why we're sharing this assessment is for us to work together to share insights on how you can do better, how you can structure, how you can put up, things that can help you manage all of these things together, because parenting is tough. Parenting is tough, especially today. It's not for the faint-hearted, I tell people. Especially today, we have a lot to deal with. We have a lot to battle with. Our parents and the generations past may not have battled with some of these things that we are battling. You know, is too much on us, the distractions and everything. There's never a time that parenting is not hard. Even for Cain and Abel, parenting has always been hard. But I am saying that it is tougher today because we have a lot of things that we're dealing with in our time in 21st century, raising a child. There are things that didn't battle, parents them didn't see, and we are seeing today. All of these things is one of the things that constituted our own parenting to be tougher than theirs. Number 5, I said pause. On the day we did the brain science, is it number 5 or number 6? Number 5. The day we shared on the downside of yelling on us, the parents, and then on the children. The day we shared it, there's something I also shared. I said that there's a time I didn't also know all of these things. 10 years ago, when I started this work and journey, I took a course called Becoming Emotional Intelligence Parent. And why, after I learned all the things I was taught in that course, I came to realize that there's one thing that I can use on myself. And that thing is the loudest word in the emotional intelligence in every area of life. What is it? Pause. That's number 5. If you pause, there's a way your pause has a way, your pause have also halted everything. Sometimes the house gets chaotic. This person is crying, this person is shouting, this person said this person hit me. And for your information, there's nothing like perfect children. Just the way we are not perfect human beings, we are not perfect parents. So don't expect that there's a time, oh, the children will now be so calm because you are taught to pause. There's nothing like that, please. You're raising children, you're not raising adults. They are not adults, they are on a journey. They are learning the way you are learning. I am a life learner. I am constantly learning, constantly taking. In fact, next month, in November, I just moved the course that me and my husband take annually on communication. We take it annually because we want to keep building our communication skill so that we can have a better result in our marriage every year, you know. So I am a life learner, and it has helped me develop so greatly in my journey as a person, in my career, in my parenting, in my marriage, and all of that. So you are on a journey learning, and this journey is where your children, you are the classroom that your children are learning from. So don't ever think that it will get to a point. It can only be changed, from a face to face by the things you're learning. Not that the children will cease to become children and become adults and be doing like adults, before you won't be telling them anything. No, please. So we are sharing this so that you understand that we are on a journey. It's a process, it's not an end. That's why we call it journey. Pause, and your pause will help the children to also calm down, see how you're handling issues. There are days my children will, everywhere is chaotic. The this one is crying, this one is screaming, this one, and I'm calm and I'm looking at them. Just that look, everybody is picking up like, mommy is looking, mommy did this, mommy did that. And everybody is putting yourself back to your position and repositioning yourself. And then the chaos stops. So your pause is one thing that will handle and bring calmness to whatever situation it is. Not hitting and increasing the shout and scream, you know, that and flaying up the emotions that the children are already having. Number six, teach your children to name their emotions. This is one thing that I did consistently and I keep doing because of my child that I shared how he throws himself down in any slightest provocation or whenever he feels I'm not this the pencil is not writing, this cleaner is not cleaning, he will just fall and start crying. I raise him up, validate the feelings, and I let him know, air your view, air your view. How do a child knows how to air your view? By you constantly teaching a child to name the emotions. Let him say, I am feeling angry, my pencil is not writing. You know, that is how a child learns how to regulate his emotions. That's how a child learns that. So if you leave the child and just hit the child like we shared yesterday, or increase the chaos, the child is crying and shouting, and you're saying, let me help you to cry since you don't want to listen, this and that, you are increasing the problem. The child will never learn. Even adults that you see today that are feeling so entitled, you tell them something they are feeling, you're supposed to do it for me, you're supposed to tell me, you're supposed to. So many adults are feeling entitled because they were never taught to air their views, to air their opinion in a respectful way and share how they feel, and then they regulate themselves. It is themselves that they should control. We were not taught that. That's why you see people behave anyhow. So let your children name their emotions. Let them constantly tell them. Constantly. I met a young guy of, I think, 18 or 17. My lawyer friend told me we were in NDLE office last week, you know, and I went with a lawyer friend, and the guy was his cybercrime. His case was cybercrime, and he was 15 or 17 or 18. I can't remember again. But a very young, innocent-looking guy, you know. And while I was sharing with my lawyer friend, I said to her, all of these things we are going to see, all of these things, yes, Jane, we are going to see more of it with the next generation because they have a lot of things they are seeing and hearing, and we have not taught them you know, how to regulate their emotions. And we have not taught so many safety measures. One of the safety measures is this regulation of emotion. A child will just go and start fighting the next child because he hit me. Have you not seen children behaving like that? Because he hit me. I tell my children, pause. Report to the next authority there. If he's in school, report to the teacher. If he's in church, for instance, report to your catechism teacher. You know, there must be an authority figure. Then if it's at home, you know the authority figure. My children, my younger children even reports to their elder sister, who is the oldest among them. And then if the elder sister didn't handle it to their satisfaction, they wait for me, they wait for their daddy, whoever comes first. So what am I saying? All of these things is one of the things that constitutes problem for children. As they are growing, they are taking is their right. They can hit anybody, they can shout at anybody, they can fight, they can quarrel. They get to school, they get to secondary, they get to university. You see all of these things manifesting because they weren't taught as children how to name their emotions and regulate themselves first. Number 7, validate a child's feeling. I have shared more on this. I shared it also yesterday. Never make a child feel less because he's crying, because he's angry. Angry is good. It's part of life. The person should get angry. Don't quarrel them because the person is angry. Anger is a good emotion. It is good because in the sense that it shows you're a human being. You're not God. You are running flesh and blood. You get angry, everybody can get angry. So validate a child's feeling. Don't make them feel less, you know, or feel that is an abomination. You can see today in the society we live, all we know is shaming people. Somebody did not come for a program, and you people that did not come, God is doing this, God is watching you, this and that. Somebody did not, you don't even know the situation of the person. All that we answer to is shaming, making the next person feel less, because that was what we were taught. Shaming. And if a child is not getting something you put for him, you just look at you. At your age, you don't know how to do this, you don't know how to do that. You're shaming the child. The child will see it as an abomination, like it's not done. It can't be done. Hey, and that's why even when the child feels anything or has issues, the child will not fall back to you because he's going to come and face shaming. So validate feelings. Don't make a child feel less. Don't make a child feel he has done the worst because he made an error or he's showing his anger over a thing and all of that. Number 8, I said connect first. Connect first. Connect. Emotional connection is one of the things I've shared severally yesterday, day before yesterday, within these 4 days. Please always connect with the children. In the Build Your Home Tribe, we'll be sharing tools on how to connect with our children emotionally. We'll be sharing tools daily and monthly on how to be connecting with our children emotionally on different ages. There are different things to be done and all of that. But make sure you connect with the children. Let them feel you. Let them, see you as someone who is interested in the thing they do. In fact, there are so many things I'm not interested or I naturally don't like drawing, for instance. I don't know how to draw as simple as fish, but my daughter draws to kill. I got interested because she likes it. I got interested. So when a child sees you being interested in him, the thing he does, you're already connecting emotionally with the child, making the child feel, oh wow, this thing is good, this thing is beautiful. It's their life journey, it's not your own. Don't carry your own failed strategies or unachieved ambitions to drop on your child's head. Please don't do that. You're going to spoil that child. Number 9, I said replace yelling also with deep breath as in breathe in, breathe out. Deep breaths, take a walk, call a loved one, and the emotions will start coming down. Even with my spouse, I do this. Even with my spouse, I get so angry over a thing that we have planned. We should do this and do that, and it goes otherwise. I move out, stroll out, make some calls to a loved one who may, tell me one beautiful story or the other, and those things that I'm feeling just start coming down. So I used it also in my parenting. My husband and I, the children may just start, things that we just, you see us, he's entering the room, I'm following him also to enter. Because correction is not an emergency. You mustn't correct at the time when everybody is angry and nobody is listening. You must correct at the time when they are listening to you. You understand? So one of the things I shared in the no yelling guide is on this take a deep breath is something that happened or I learned as a child. What was it? My daddy, when we were children, in a bit to also teach us how to calm down, or to take it on our siblings and all that. My daddy taught us something that I used so greatly in my parenting, and it was beautiful. My children are doing it now. My older children are doing it often and on. When we're children, if my daddy sees that this person wants to fight, or he's not around, he gave us an instruction not to fight ourselves, that we should wait for him or mommy to come back, and then we'll report what happened. What my daddy now said, if your sister or your brother says, Waka, don't, why did you do this? Nonsense, stupid, the normal abuse yourself and all that. My daddy said, don't abuse back. Wait for me. What you will do is take a cup of water and drink and be googling your mouth. You can imagine that. How will somebody make you angry and you start googling your mouth? But in doing that, it calms you down. You're doing breathe in, breathe out, it calms you down. It's very difficult, very difficult. But then it's going to give you that miracle you're looking for in this no yelling challenge. So as a mother, I also introduced it to my husband and we started taking, though I don't often do this one, I do the second one that daddy also taught us when we were children. I'll take a cup of water and drink, and my child will be, whining, doing all of the drama. While they are doing that, I'll just be doing, I'm drinking water, and then the child starts laughing, or the problem just goes down, the meltdown just goes down like that. Sometimes the anger will just leave you. And then the second thing my daddy also taught us was do an ejaculatory prayer. There's something we call ejaculatory prayer, prayers like, Jesus, make a humble of heart, make my heart like unto your own. Jesus, have mercy on me. Just start saying something. A small, those small, small prayers that, while that anger is there. My daddy said, instead of hitting your sibling, just start that prayer, and then the anger will start coming down. When I come back, you report to me. That was my daddy's strategy. But then I used it as a mother, and I have been using it to share it with people, and people are like, wow, mommy, this thing is wrong. This thing is hard in that heat of anger, but it's perfect. It's training me to be patient. We are still coming to all the virtues that this thing is training us to get. Number 10, I wrote, go public again to share your progress. The number 10 one is, while we are in this support group, we will we will go public again and share our win, like what we have done so far within the 1 month of our support group, which I'm actually thinking of, sharing it individually and then put us in a separate another group where the build your home tribe waiting list is, so that we can do this individually. So while in this 1 month of support, while we share our challenges, share our wins, share our struggles, share the ones we are not able to do, we are not able to use, we'll also be there to hold you to, like, try this, try that, what age is the baby, this and that. And then that's why we took this challenge. So while we are doing the number 10, within the 1 month of support between now and November beginning, when our support um, group will be over, we want to also go back publicly and share our win, what we've been able to do within the 1 month, and yes, what we've been able to do within the 1 month, and then encourage ourselves and encourage others to also start learning. This is the foundation of what we need, all that we need to help our children and structure our home, build relationship with our children, connect with them, and raise wholesome humans that are not broken in any way, not adults that will grow up and they are psychologically wounded, emotionally battered, and all of that. So I also said, after this number 10, as I round up, that quite a number of things we have learned, within the 5 days. But let me ask it as a question for the people watching me online now. Can you see anything that's, like a virtue that all of these 10 things is trying to teach you? Only you that is writing for us, can you see anything that this 10 tools is trying to teach you? Is there something you're looking at, Kai? With this, it can teach you, it will teach you, if you practice this, you will become this way or that way. Is there anything you're seeing? Even other people that are watching, I'm seeing some other people, I'm not seeing their comments. But then, if you're watching, please can you drop in the comment section something, a virtue you are learning with these 10 tools that I've just shared, or you're going to be learning or going to be intensified. If you're a Christian, answer in the Christian perspective, virtues that you're learning. If you're a Muslim, if anyone you are a pagan, what is it that you're seeing that is a good thing that you'll be learning with these 10 things if you're practicing it? And that will help your children to also learn as we round up so that I can, you know, round up and then share on other things that we're going to be doing. I'm waiting to see a comment. I'm waiting to see a comment. I'm waiting to see a comment. I'm not seeing anything. Onyi, is there something? Okay, let me just quickly share something. We've learned a lot of things. Good, Francisca. Francisca, thank you. It will make you to learn patience. Patience is the umbrella of everything you're going to be learning in this No Yelling Challenge. Patience is a virtue. Patience is the fruit of the Holy Spirit. Patience is a virtue. Now, in all the things that we're going to be learning in this No Yelling Challenge, it's going to be teaching you humility. It will take humility for you to come down to your child's level, to embrace them in love, even when what the child did is paining you. Do you know what that takes? It will take love for you to still hold a child who is misbehaving. It will take love. All of these things are fruit of the Holy Spirit. To take love, excessive love, like something is boiling in your head, boiling because of your child's misconduct, your child's character, your child's attitude. Good, Onyinye, meekness, all of these things. Good. Onyinye said, meekness towards not just my children, but my spouse. What you have just mentioned, what you have mentioned also is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. So, under the umbrella of patience, which is the mother of what we learned in these 10 tools, you will be seeing so many other virtues springing up. I am a very impatient human being. Very impatient. I listen less, but parenting have taught me to be calm, to listen more, to be patient, to be humble. Me, I will tell you me like this, you know. But like I shared with you people, parenting is going to transform you if you're intentional, not your children. So when we see all of these things, you will know that the goal is for me. God actually wants the transformation to be us. If the people that are always thinking they are at the top are looking at the transformation to come from them, even the country we live in will be better. Our society will be better because everybody will focus on, let me transform myself first. Your transformation will shine the light to the next person that will now see through your light to transform. That's why the bedrock of the society is the family, and the family is by the daily basis getting rot. Getting rot. Everywhere is being messed up in the society, and we are crying. The society is this, the country is that. Where is it coming from? All the people that were crying about that they did this, they did that, where is it from? I read a research yesterday about the entertainment industry and pornography, and I was just laughing. Where is it coming from? These are all people who came from homes. So we weren't taught to be calm, to be humble, to, yes. When you said it's bringing me down from my high horse. Bam, humility. Humility. It brought me down from my high horse. That's why I am here today. And God is saying, you go and share it, teach other people. I was on the high horse when you hear high horse, highest of the horses, you know. But parenting brought me down, taught me humility, taught me patience, taught me self-control. I was so impatient, a very impatient person, you know. So all of those things is not, you will see that it's not going to be your children thing alone now. It will transfer to your spouse. It will transfer to your relationship with other people in workplace. It will transfer to your relationship with your siblings, every other person, wherever you find yourself. The transformation that just started from you, where you're trying to get your child's attention, the light will shine all through in every area of your life. That's why we are intentional about raising the next generation. And that's why I'm calling everybody, invite others, send other parents to the group. Let us learn together on how to restore our homes, society, country, Africa, and the next generation with the kind of values we are going to be instilling. I tell people all that we're suffering today is not because there's no this, there's no that. The only reason is because there's a value, um, um, there's, how do I put it? We our value systems are wrong. I'm trying to put it, in a word that will carry the message. But the XYZ is, our value systems are wrong. And so everybody picks up those wrong value system. Our children children grow with it as adults, and you think there's any meaningful change that can come from where? From where? So the values are wrong. And when we set these values right, things will come back right. But we cannot set it by just sitting down and praying. We can only set it by taking the lead to transform ourselves, transform our homes, and then our light will now shine. So I say every day that, God forbid, my children will not do this, my children will not do that. It's not a parenting strategy. The most powerful parenting strategy is that you are intentionally doing what you're doing. You're raising that child intentionally and putting everything, getting knowledge on what should be done best in every area of the child's life. God has made this knowledge available for us, but a lot of people have not seen the handwriting on the wall. So get on to work and start in putting all of these things in perspective. By the next 1 month, we'll be having this support group. We'll be sharing on all the difficulties that you may be encountering. Of course, it has not started. So if I tell you here that once you just start putting together, everything will work, is a lie. It's a lie. It's going to be real work. Your children will, in fact, it's even now that you have known this, your children will be doing the one that will get you here. But the truth is, it's a process. A time comes, they will start learning and understanding, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Now, my children are the ones that are even teaching me. Oh, mommy, you should have done this, you should have told my brother this. You should have told him that. I said, oh, really? Okay, I didn't look at it like that. And then we'll put things together and everything is fine. But then I was everywhere. 10 years ago, I won't be saying what I'm saying now. 9 years ago, I won't be saying what I'm saying now. But I had to go through a journey. I had to put myself in a process. And today, God wants me to be the voice that is telling others. So, aside all of these virtues, so many skills, we'll still see them in the No Yelling Guide. I said everybody should get that guide when we launch it so that you can also get deeper insights. The skills of self-regulation, self-direction, curiosity that we are fast killing our children when they actually shut up. How a child, they are this age 5. Wow, what are you saying? This and that. Curiosity is not wrong. A child is asking why. He's not challenging your authority. He's just wanting to know. So when my children say, but mommy, why? I don't get angry. I say, okay, good. The why is because, and I explain it. So we feel threatened that they said why. They are challenging you. A naughty child. You're talking to your father like that. What's that? Because we were taught not to talk to adults. We were taught that your father is on the high mountain, and so you should be on the low mountain doing like this. You shouldn't talk to your father. But some of us who weren't raised like that, who had access to our father, to our mother, we understand that some of these things have put up a lot of psychological wound in so many adults today. So there's nothing wrong with your child asking you why. Curiosity is one of the skills your child should have. Don't kill it, because it's that same curiosity that will make your child want to learn, want to know. Not when you don't want them to question you. You want them to question their peers or teacher when they didn't get what he wants, or the person is not clear with something. You want the child to go and ask how. You have killed the zeal to ask. So there are so many skills, even communication. There are so many skills we'll be learning in just this new healing challenge that you have just done. So thank you everybody that joined me today again. God bless you for being here. I'm sending the over the weekend because yesterday when I learned that my uncle was critically ill, we got onto calls and I wasn't able to finish the day four assessment. So this weekend you'll be having the day four and the day five, and you go through it. Is also sending your questions, sending your answers rather, and then in the 1 month support, we'll be sharing challenges, according to our age, the age of the child, and what should be done. And then by then, our no yelling guide will be launched, and then you can get a copy and then put it together and keep learning. Keep learning is a process, is a journey. In 2, 3, 5 years time, you'll be looking at this child that you're fighting at now and be saying, "Wow, so it could actually get like this." It won't be something. But if you don't get the right knowledge, you keep fighting with a child and then get to a point where you can no longer handle it and it becomes a big behavioral issues that can ruin a child's life. So thank you very much for being here. God bless us. You have an amazing weekend. I will see you in the personal WhatsApp group later today by the grace of God. Do have an amazing Friday.